Hello, hello. Welcome in, everyone. So today's kind of like a special day. I'm gonna put pin something in the chat. So for how this is gonna roll. Mediumship and process. Hey, Lady Ravenous, how are you? Please put questions in chat. I'm good. I'm a little excited. So, and the most awesome paranormal thing happened where we just about almost lost power a couple times, and it was when I was like thinking about when I was thinking about how this would go, and I was being reassured like it's gonna be fine, don't think about like anything. All right, awesome, Gothic, thanks. But all right, so I'm going to just ask for protection. I'm going to ask the archangels to assist me in bringing communication and making this space a very sacred space to allow the energy of Vincent Price to be in my energy field and to communicate his thoughts to me, to the audience. Again, I ask for protection, and I declare this a sacred space for said mediumship to happen. Thank you. Oh, and one more thing. I might also like to ask for protection for my viewers so that they also remain protected during this process. Hey. Oscar's barking at the wind. Dang, that scared me out of my soul of my body. Yeah. Hold on, you guys. I'm sure that's really uncomfortable to hear. Oh, Oscar's he's barking. Yeah, he hears the wind. It's very windy. Hey, Nova. It's very windy. So you interrupted the prayer. All right. So again, I'd like to extend protection to all my viewers as they watch and interact and, see this for what it is. Please provide protection to them to make this a sacred place. All right. So I extended the peace bubble. Little dog. I don't know if you saw him walking around. He is a little dog. Little loud dog. But yeah, he's a Cavalier King Charles. I was gonna make a VTuber avatar of him talking because I thought that was really funny. I don't know, these ideas come to me. But all right. I don't know if I should wait like an extended 10 minutes or so. My heart is already like pounding, but that's like spirit energy. It's because he scared me out of my body. Like, it's the whole thing. All right, so we'll get started. So the man in the corner is Mr. Vincent Price. Jesus, my internet going down. Huge possibility. So like, it is an interesting night because it is windy AF. So I'm going to try to keep an eye to make sure my stream, goes well. So the process of contacting. So for me, it's quite easy. What will happen is now that I've declared this a sacred space, when I'm ready to start the conversation, my guides will help him come over to have the conversation. He's already been hanging around because he's been telling me that he's been excited for this for some time, but it's kind of how me and my spirit team kind of work. They go over the bridge, they bring the energy back, and I will feel it, the sensations like in my body. Like it's weird. Like I will feel like warmth if they're like giving me a hug or whatever. Like it's very multi-sensational, if that's the best way to describe it. What was I doing? I was doing something. I was moving something. But frame, socials, where is this? Socials? Move this under me. Okay. Yep, I could turn it down. No problem. Thank you for telling me. Is that good? Because I wanted like some ambience. All right, so now that this place is a sacred place and I've extended that protection to everybody, we could start. I'm going to pull some cards just to see how he's doing right now. But even right now, like I feel like he's ready to talk. Like he's good. All right. And if you guys have questions for Mr. Price, like definitely put it in. Hey Kane, we're gonna be contacting Mr. Vincent Price. I call him Vince. Yeah, I had some internet issues too. I was like, I don't know if it's gonna go down. Hello, Spike, you made it. So I've already, just so you guys are, you know, up to par, we've made this a very sacred place. You guys are protected. I've asked that all viewers be protected. Your spirit teams are, you know, assisting. And Mr. Price is very happy to be here, and I'm going to describe his energy. And I really don't know too much about him, and I told him that, like, I'm sorry, I don't know a whole lot about you, but he's got a very light, almost like addictive energy to have around. Like it's very light, it's very airy, it's very comforting too, very laid back. So Vince, if you don't mind, if you could just tell us how you are doing. He's wonderful, and he says he is happy to be here. All right, so like he's addressing right now that it feels in his form now. Obviously, he wishes he could be here in person, but he is literally saying he feels kind of vulnerable in this type of energy, or for people to view him in this way, because it's different. It's very different. It's very light, and he doesn't want people to be afraid about it or be heartbroken about this type of communication. He wants to bring balance and stability to what people may consider mediumship too. So he's thinking his piece is to be a part of this, to show you guys too. And it's kind of like an open experience, really, when you think about it. And he says that's right. So with that being said, he's saying that there's a lot that you guys will understand, I guess, at the end about him, but in a very mysterious way. He's just thrilled. It's the best way. He's smiling right now in my head. All right. Now, I guess that was his little intro of how he's doing. In particular, I'm just gonna ask him, like, how was his transition from being here and then crossing over? And he is saying that passing was kind of sweet, bitter end. He's saying it was a sweet, bitter end. And it was also a reunion for him, because once he made that threshold, that change, that crossing over, it was just all the burdens, everything kind of like melted. And I feel it like in my gut. Like he appeared to be very confident. Like, I mean, look at him. The man was like freaking stunning. But I feel like he did have like weight that he was carrying. But when he crossed over, it kind of like melted off. All right. What other questions do we have? So I just asked him, were there any specific memories that you would like to share? Or what was like your happiest moment on Earth? And without hesitation, he says the day his children were born. I don't really know the number of children he had specifically, but I do see him in a room holding the baby, and like there's just like sunlight coming down. Yeah. He is a very empathic communicator. Like he communicates very easily, telepathically. I mean, meant to say, like he can say like full fragmented sentences. So Page of Pentacles, he's like, yep, if I had known now what I've known now crossing over, he would have done things a little bit differently. Just a little bit. He still says no regrets. I've had no regrets about anything that I've done in my life. Sometimes I shuffle because it helps me like zone out to communicate. I just want you guys to know that about it. Okay. I'm just gonna throw on the screen. I don't know if you guys can see it. So this is his star chart. It's very small. It appears very small on my end. I don't know if you guys can see it. It won't let me zoom in. Poopy. Okay, so his star chart is in the back. So as talking points, so I remember, he was born a sun sign in Gemini, and his Taurus was his moon. So he had his moon in Taurus, and his ascendant was in Pisces. So with that being said, the Gemini people, especially as a sun sign, you guys like to know, and I hope I don't offend anybody, all my Gemini friends. You guys like to know a lot of information, a lot of tidbits from a lot of different like pots, and you bring that together. And I feel like he definitely was that. He liked to know a little bit about everything. And he does share, like, when he was around, he did have a lot of psychic abilities. Now, like, I definitely feel that from him, and he had a really strong interest in a lot of things, a lot of occult topics, but because of the time period, he wasn't free to express that. It seems like it still seems like it was kind of like part of him, but like he didn't really make that public, so it was kind of like retracting a little bit, it seems. Now, Moon in Taurus, he did like fancy things, and I can see him wearing just about like a satin type of like robe-y thing. I'm not really good with like clothing. I'll just describe what I see. It's like a black satin type of robe with like the red like handkerchief. I guess, I don't know. I think we do call that a smoking jacket. Yeah, smoking jacket. Okay. He's reassuring me. He's like, no, that's correct. I am wearing that. All right. So he talks about his roles and how he was able to change a lot, and he feels like that wasn't really a problem for him to act. He did enjoy it. He did enjoy those darker roles a lot of the time. It was something different, and he enjoyed being this eccentric man. Hey, Klaus. Now, I'm going to ask him if he still creates on the other side. Like, what is that like for him? And he immediately says, very peaceful. I'm surrounded by a lot of love. He says he feels the love that people are putting out even to him now. And he really feels honored that he was able to come to the forefront to even do this, because he's been hanging around for a little bit. He's been around for a little bit. Because I think ever since the idea came, he was just like, I'm there. And I'm not gonna lie, you guys, side note, when you do or have like gifts like this and you work at it and you do work on your mediumship, you do create a little bit of energy and excitement up for the other side, because they're just like, oh, I could talk to this person. So even last night, I was hearing stuff, the dog was hearing stuff. I was like, oh Lord. I'm like, if you're not here for my better good, like, you need to go. But that was just a side story of last night. Okay. So he did have issues with career, picking selective roles. He says he wishes that he could have done them all in a weird sense. Like, he felt like he was a little bit too picky at times. Some of them just didn't feel normal. It didn't feel like he could portray certain characters. And he did say that he did not feel like, he didn't think he was gonna live as long as he did. He's saying that, like, for as long as he did stay on this planet, there were a few health scares that really shook him, and he really didn't think, like, and it was like heavy breathing, like he didn't think that he was going to be here as long as he was, but he was really happy about it. Let's see. I'm trying to come up with a question. Like, I'm trying not to be rude to his energy. If you guys have questions, like, feel free to ask. Hello. Just warm and compassionate, like warm all over, like family. He's still very happy that he's bringing people together and creating happiness. What was his favorite movie role? You're killing me. Okay. Okay, he's talking about like this balancing thing between like happiness and making money. So he felt like he should have spent more time really cultivating time with the family essence. It hurt to be away from them for as long as he was for certain roles. He felt like he didn't put in a lot with his family. Now, I'm kind of doing a closed reading for a celebrity. I'm gonna ask him what his favorite movie was. He's taking me back to early acting. Early acting, it was really young. These are memories. He's really not giving me like an actual movie. He's giving me like young acting. I can't see it. I can't see it. I'm gonna be real. I can't see it. I just see him very young, and I see the stage, and I feel like it is like an older type of play. It's not even a movie. It's like a play, but it could be a movie. Who knows? I just see the costumes, and it looks very Renaissance. So I don't know if he grew up on the whole Shakespeare thing or Hamlet or played some significant roles in like in high school or college or he was an amazing dad. That's awesome. All right. What can he's actually really he's kind of poking fun at me because yeah. He's making fun of me because I don't watch a lot of movies. So he's trying to use what I know as like thank you. It's really pointing it out. He's pointing out to me how I'm not that cultured with movies and the starlets and works of literature and stuff like that. So like he's working with like the bare minimum with me. But that's why he's trying to be very articulate in describing like what he loved and what, you know, made him feel alive. There's like one scene I see of him of like sand. So I don't know if there is a movie where he's like stranded, if it's like a Twilight Zone type of movie role or what, but it's like sand and I see him like walking through like the dunes, or the dunes are in the background, so I don't know. He says it, he loved them all. He's gonna be real. He's like, I love them all. Yeah, that one just like fell out. You saw that, right? So any role that bent the standard. So any role that was like so out there fiction, but almost like that semi fiction too. Like he really liked roles that bend reality. So he was very much into that. Let me move his chart out of the way. What else? I'm gonna just do readings off of him and see if that helps bring the dialogue, because sometimes I literally run out of like questions to ask. I'm gonna be real, like I really demonstrated that he really like put on bleak how my movie database is really limited, so I'm sure I'm gonna have to watch some classics. He's saying it's all right. It's all right. He's giving me like a tap on the back. I think he's trying to be reassuring with me. This is Vincent Price. Let's see. I posted in the Discord. I'm gonna be watching, I guess, off stream because I can't you know, copyright. Can't watch House on Haunted Hill on stream. But that's one of my favorites. Like one of the few movies I actually remember him in. I mean, we all cried Edward Scissorhands. Like, dang. And he's saying that role actually like put him out there again because he was very notable in the 50s and 60s. But that, like, even that gave him like new fans, like younger fans that were interested in his work and discovering him. Scooby-Doo. He's giving me like what's that about? The chest thing. The scene? He's talking about the death scene. Because the scissors went through. Yeah, I remember that. Yep, I cried. Okay. Let's do just, Vince, if you don't mind, I'm gonna do reading on you, on your energy right now. His work on the other side, so like spirits do like spirit work on the other side. He's talking about how he learned a lot of lessons from just stepping over about things that kind of made him upset that he's grown from. So like a lot of, you know, part of being that Hollywood starlet, even though like my understanding is that it was a little bit more private back then. He said it was still a little bit intrusive, still a little bit uncomfortable, but he learned even on the other side how to work through those feelings and take what he needed from it, like the memories that he looks back on and sees. He says he really found himself, and he's walking away from just all the fucking whatever drama there might have been in his life. He's saying it wasn't like nowadays Hollywood drama, but there were certain things that came up that were uncomfortable. But he's put that all to rest. So I really don't know too much about this man. So I could tell like he's so compassionate, and even like when it feels like his energy is like too much, like he backs off just a little bit, but he's still like able to communicate. Thank you, Maud. No worries. Anything. I just got the most Vincent Price thing. As long as you're having some brandy, it doesn't matter. Like, and he's showing like a steak dinner and like him like with the glass. And he's saying he did drink. He didn't drink in excess. He doesn't feel like it was an excess, but drinking was the thing that he enjoyed. All right. What else would you like to share with your fans, with people that still think about you and watch your movies? He says he loves you all for even doing that for him, because it's been a while. He's very grateful. He feels like he has everything. Like emotionally, everything he could ever dream of. And he has his family. He had some amazing radio plays. Let's see if he has anything to share about that. What do you think about the radio plays? Okay, he had to show me what that was. Like, oh my god. So he's showing the old-fashioned type of like sepia colored. Oh my god, it's like sepia colored. And it's the stands with the microphones and like them standing and like doing the voices and stuff and the sound effects. And he's showing me how like literally like he would take something and like help with that. He's actually really happy you brought that up. I'm not gonna lie. He literally just brought that, like, he's like, wow. He's really happy about that you even mentioned that. I'm just happy he was able to figure a way to send me the message, like, because I wasn't, it was over my head. Thank you for all the movies that truly entertained us all. He says, it wasn't any trouble. He was happy to do it. Okay. Let me break away from this deck. He's sending a lot of love. And to me, love looks like a lot of pink light, a lot of red light, and a lot of red balloons, red heart-shaped balloons, and a lot of light. I don't know if you guys are feeling that, but he's sending a lot of like positive energy to lift. Is there anything that can be learned from you that you want to share to help maybe somebody who could be on a similar path? Love. Love. Oh my god. I love him. I love him. Okay, so he's saying really love the people around you. Those connections, that is, love yourself, love your confidence, love your voice, everything about you. You put your best foot forward and never forget that you are all loved. What are... Okay, random medium curiosity question. Do you have dreams? He says it's a different life on the other side. He doesn't have to dream of everything or anything. It's just there. He thinks it and it presents itself. It's a different wavelength of manifestation is what he's describing, that like the circuit is different for us here. So I'm gonna ask about the creating question because I'm always thinking about it. We create footprints so others can create. So breadcrumbs. He's saying that his work created breadcrumbs for other people to create, and it created like, that's how they create. Kind of like you finding their real life work and then being inspired. That is their doing to inspire you, even to like push you in that direction to even uncover a movie or go, what's this, you know? He says it's beautiful. He's at peace. He doesn't hurt. He has no aches. or rheumatoid arthritis. I don't know if he suffered from a little bit of rheumatoid arthritis, but he's saying no aches and pains, and he's showing me his hands. And he says he related to the Scissorhands, Edward Scissorhands a little bit too. Thank you for sending out that light to everybody. He says he's happy to do it. Is there anything else? Is there anything else you want to add? He says whenever you watch a movie and it's something that I either like made or was a part of, I'll be there. I'll be there enjoying it with you. That's funny. His voice is soothing. His telepathic voice it's very defined. Like it's very like it doesn't sound like what he sounded like here. But like even his speech is really nice. Like it's hard to describe. Like it's very eloquent. He says he still loves everybody. Because I'm like, is there anything else you want to say? And he's like, I still love everybody. And to remember to keep things balanced. Even within yourself. It's not always that bad. And he said, don't be too sad when he goes back to his paradise. Don't be too upset. Yeah. Eloquent is his word? Dang, that's crazy. Okay, I asked him to hang out because he's like, do you want me to go now? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm opening up to chat. If you guys want to ask him a question, I'll be able to, you know, relay the message if you guys are interested in that. If you guys are interested, okay, let me ask. Did you enjoy stage, screen, or audio best? Stage. I enjoyed having people observe my work. That was his true authentic self that he shared. He says he was actually very shy. He's talking about like he was very shy growing up. And he felt like he towered over a lot of people. He did have insecurities. Not to the extent where he would get like significant stage fright, but like the anticipation was very very intense at times, which I think he had me experience, because even before this I was feeling like, oh man, like I don't usually feel this way. Okay, Vincent, you did movies about Edgar Allan Poe, but did you ever get into the H.P. Lovecraft as well. Anything bold, dark, and mysterious, he loved. Like, endlessly. He loved that it was so ahead of its time, but also not, and it was presented in a certain way. So he's saying that he loved it for the most part. It's true. He's like, it really is true. Like, I like the dark and mysterious type of roles. He often felt like there was two people inside of him. That was kind of like the reason why he felt so pulled away from family and true love. A lot of weight on the shoulders, a lot of weight sensation. So to me, that says there was a lot pressure put on him. I was like, what? I'm like, if you could have any actor portray you now, who would it be? And he just gave me like the raised eyebrow. He's like, I don't think there's anybody that would come close. Not even the guy that played Pennywise, the new remake. He's very like taken aback by that. Like, I'm like, guy, he's got the creepy eyes. He's like, no. He's maintaining that classy elegance and like that gentleman aesthetic, really. Even with bantering him, yeah, he's in his own lane. I was like, who do you think would play you? Who would you be happy about playing you? And he really doesn't like that question. But he could put me on blast about how shitty my movies are. He's like, I mean, my dear, like, come on now. Yeah, I can't argue with that. I'm gonna ask him like where he thinks I'm gonna ask him an interesting question. I'm gonna ask him if he feels like he'd ever come back to Earth and reincarnate. And it's very quiet. He's actually indecisive about returning. He prefers to be on the side he's at. I don't know what his early child memories were from his past, like his recent life here, but it seems like he went through very traumatic upbringing. Yeah. There's something very interesting about it. I don't know if it's because like he's healed those wounds. He doesn't want to come back and reopen wounds, or like, and he's showing me the heart is like stitched up. Like he feels so complete. So it does feel on par with not needing to learn anymore right now. So I'm going to ask, is this a rest period then for you? For some time. He's such a butthole. He's like, I'll be waiting on the other side to handshake every single one of you guys. You all cross over. Oh my god. It's a little dark. Don't you think? He says, I am dark and mysterious. Yes, that is true, my dude. That is true. And Sylvia's like, I'm there. He's kind of like talking about my vocabulary. He doesn't understand the way that I use words. I don't understand myself either. But he's actually giving me some advice about reading more as well. Vocabulary is everything apparently. So he's very like, you gotta up that up. I guess I do. He shows me he is standing with like a lady. It feels like, you know, his wife. He's like, I have everything, my dear. Yeah, sure does. You missed everything. I'm just going to thank him. Thank you, Vincent Price. I'll say it out loud so you guys can hear how the dialogue usually is. So thank you, Vincent Price, for coming here and really just talking. I mean, I really do appreciate you coming here and having the conversation and showing people what mediumship looks like. You know, and I hope you're definitely still at peace and all that. So thank you for coming. He says, thank you. Thanks for having me. All right, cool. So yeah, that went well. Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. I don't even hear the back loop of like the conversation. It's kind of interesting with mediumship. Like he, as soon as like you say thank you and all that, um, just the frequency goes back. I'm just gonna thank real quick my spirit guides and my, you know, spirit team for keeping everyone safe, and everyone's spirit team for being on board and helping with that distribution of positive energy. That was really amazing, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity. You guys want to do an experiment real quick? I don't know if you guys have ever felt spirit, what that energy feels like. So it's been in the back of my head. If you guys were interested in feeling that, I can ask your spirit guides to maybe, you know, touch you on your arm so you felt that electrical tingling sensation. Now, if you're not into that, I would advise like not hanging out. But if you are curious or interested and just want that reassurance of something you felt, uh, I'll do a little prayer. So I'm gonna ask for protection from the archangels and angels and spirit guides and God for this to take place, and I'm asking that each person that's watching me, if they so wish, and if it's for their highest good, to experience one of their spirit guides touching them on the hand or the arm or the shoulder. Thank you. Oh, my whole back. If you guys felt anything, or, you know, it's just that easy. So usually that feels like, you know, a lot of things, a lot of tingles, faintly on the arm. That's how it is, Lady Ravenous. That's how it is. That's amazing. So that's usually, I just got a buzzing feeling on my right side. Yes! Thank you. Okay, let me just thank spirit guides. Thank you, everyone, spirit guide who did that. Even I'm getting a little thing. Thank you for sharing that with your people so they know that you're around them, and thank you. So I just wanted to share with you like how that actually feels, because one of the main things and main talking points that I think I have is just explaining that it's a subtle sensation just like that. Yep. Yep. That's love. That's them there. That's a smoocheroo saying like I'm with you, I love you, like I'm here for you. Yep. And it's a thing that it's a loop. Like if you're open to it and if it was for your highest good, you would have felt it. And that's pretty amazing. It's odd. Like even after like medium reads, I'm not really hungry. I don't know. You're welcome. Chatting. Yeah. If you guys want to ask me any questions, feel free. Oh my god, grooming 2 doggies? That's crazy. I'm trying to teach myself astrology. This was the artwork I did for today. Or I did it when I found out it was going to be a full moon today to help. I don't think it mattered that the energy, like, thank you for stream. I'm exhausted. I am sorry, Lady Ravenous. I'm sorry. More than 2. Good night. Good night. I'll be here. Let me just stop.